we got to get back to normal with our next guest. One half of your new NWA Tag Team Champions, and that's PCO, joins us here on Busted Open. How are you today?
I am fantastic. What about you guys?
We're a little shell-shocked, but we're really looking forward to talking to you today, PCO.
This is great. Looking forward to.
Well, I mentioned
PCO.
Go ahead,
have you done anything today as crazy as you did last? Did you drive a truck over you today? Did you jump off a building today? Did you rip an arm off today and still do 315 behind the neck? I mean, what has PCO done today so far?
I've done a few things, and it's going to be shown tonight. On my every Monday night PCO and Destro. So you'll be able to witness that out tonight. But it's been pretty crazy. It's been a good morning. So I'm in great shape right now.
Well, I mean, you talk about great shape, and we talked about this because at the first StarCast, Bully and I spoke to you just before All In, and we just talked about how you've been able to rejuvenate your career, and it was building a lot of momentum back then. You're building buzz. But man, the last 6 to 7 months have just been incredible for you. I mean, did you think you would hit this type of popularity? Did you think you would get the type of reaction you're getting right now?
Well, when I spoke with you guys, when I did the show with you at All In last year or a few months ago, like way back, you knew that my goals were high. So, I have to say yes, because I was aiming high, and my goal was to create even a bigger buzz than it was last year. And last year I was at the beginning of starting everything, and yeah, it was part of the plan. I didn't know it was going to work out like it did work out. I didn't know how I was going to achieve it, but that was the mindset that I had when I spoke with you guys last year.
PCO, before you came on today, me and Dave were talking, and I'm sure you've heard this question asked to you before. You're the fan base, the Ring of Honor fan base, wrestling fans all over the world are so into you right now. And your comeback story at 51 years old, being out there and going able to win championship and main event shows and just tear the house down. But you've been doing it by putting your body on the line. And at 51 years old, it's got to take its toll on you. So my question is this, man, is what you're doing now, isn't your biggest blessing also possibly the biggest curse for you?
No, I don't think so. Honestly, to be very honest with you, I don't think I feel that. I mean, I've never felt like that I was injured or anything like that, or that I was putting my life on the line, or this was going to jeopardize my future as a human being, or I'm not a human being and not human being, but that was going to jeopardize my life in any way, shape, or form. I really feel at ease, and that's very, very honestly. I really feel at ease doing what I'm doing in the ring. I mean, I don't say that sometimes maybe I'm not going to hit I'm not going to hit myself a little bit in the wrong way or anything, but I would say 95 or 98% of the time, I feel good with what I'm doing. It's part of the style, I'm so glad that I could find something that was part of myself, that I was looking for something like that, for a character that would be myself on a larger scale in pro wrestling, that was just a part of myself, that was who I am, my identity, my personality on a larger scale for pro wrestling. And I found it, and then it gels together with everything because it's who I am. And that's the thing that I always say, that's what I love the most about ROH. It's creative, is working hand in hand with talent, not forcing them in doing something that they don't feel comfortable doing or they're not their self doing it. And I think that's one of the most important thing to make this company so successful.
And you talk about Ring of Honor, and on Thursday night you're going after that Ring of Honor heavyweight championship held by Matt Taven. And, you know, we're going to get into the Crockett Cup and you as a tag champion, but that ROH Championship will look pretty good around your waist, PCO.
Yeah, and it would it'd be awesome. Like this would be like really a dream come true. It would be a long life working achievement. You know, since I was 14 years old, that I wanted to become the world champion and to wear that world championship belt. We had fun about that, me and Bully, about saying belts, which was like cool. But no, nonetheless, this would be amazing. That would be a dream come true. Really, really. I mean, it's something that I'm really looking forward to.
PCO, you performed. You're one half of a tag team WWE Tag Team Champions. You performed in Madison Square Garden at WrestleMania 10. What was it like for you to be back in Madison Square Garden for the G1 Supercard? Did you ever think you would be able to make it back there?
I didn't. I really didn't think it would happen like that. That was something that when the date came out after All In, I found out that ROH and New Japan were going to be at the Garden together, and I promised myself I wanted to be part of that show, but you know, I had no control over it other than thinking about it. But in my wildest dream, I never thought I would go back there if I didn't know that one date was circled around my calendar. And it was amazing. It was nothing compared to my first time. I mean, the first time, you know, WrestleMania is something pretty cool to do, and especially when it's your first one ever in your life. But I've got to say that this one really, by far, topped my WrestleMania moment, because the way that everything is going since I've signed with ROH, it's a different buzz. Everything is so different, and for me, it's the best time of my life, the best time of my career. And being able to go back at this time of my career, this was absolutely unbelievable. It's something that I never thought it would be like that. It was like it was really, really crazy.
You know, Bully mentioned that G1 Supercard at the Garden, and I think the biggest moment on that show that really got the crowd riled up is after you took that power bomb outside the ring and you sat up. That place went nuts. I mean, how does it feel to have the entire crowd, a sold-out Madison Square Garden, behind you enough that when you sit up, the place goes that insane?
It's hard to describe a moment like that, because I think while you're doing it, you can't even feel the fact that you have the whole crowd gelling with you. You're just doing your thing, enjoying what you're doing, and you're so much in the moment yourself that you forget about everything else. You only realize that once you're leaving the building, or once you come back in the dressing room and you start feeling what just happened. And sometimes it takes even a couple of days to realize that everything that went down. So it's something that, knowing that, you know, the Garden's the most famous arena in the world, and knowing that, you know, being an 8-man tag and all the titles on the line and things like that, you want every moment to count. And I just wanted to make sure that I was going to go back home with a special moment in my pocket, and that's what I wanted to do. And I'm very glad that I took that chance, that I gambled on this thing. I gambled a lot, and it paid off. And I'm happy that I took that chance.
PCO, you're obviously in a world of wrestling now that is a completely different generation from when you originally came up and when you found early success in your career. Have any of your friends or any of the boys that you traveled the roads with from back of the day gotten in touch with you to congratulate you on your newfound success?
A lot of the boys, because when I started that run, and I was already like mixing up with a lot of guys, and I think when I first started doing this, there was a lot of people saying that, even in my family, I'm gonna say, even though I love them and they love me, but they thought that I was totally out of my mind when I told them that I was gonna, go, like quit everything in my life and just concentrate full time on this business. And when I don't know if I told you the story, guys, but when I went to New Orleans the first time for my match against Walter, GCW said, we really want you on the show. We're going to put you with big guy from Austria, Big Walter, but we can't really fly you there. And I told him, it's all right, I will drive. And I didn't know how far it was going to be, but when I drove the 40 hours to get there, 40 hours to get back for a 25-minute match, everybody thought I was pretty crazy to do that, and it paid off. And then I think during my whole career, I took chances. I quit jobs. I focused on the business by itself. I had like jobs where I could have it made, but I was not going to be happy because I wanted to achieve what my goal was when I was a kid. And I felt like if I was not going to achieve that, I was not going to live happily, so I always like burned my ships. And when I started to do that, my family again said, "Oh no, he's doing it again," and they were all discouraged. And some of the boys thought that I was crazy. But now that success is there, I have a lot of people saying, this is great, and then a lot of encouragement and tapping the back and things like that. So it's everything. Yeah, sometimes I would cross, like, let's say Ray Rougeau, who does still the voiceovers for WWE at the airport in Montreal. Sometimes we see each other, and he would always say, "Man, this is great, what's happening," and things like that. But at the beginning, nobody weren't sure. They weren't sure if what I was doing and getting in onto was going to be successful or not. So it's pretty cool.
Bully asked you about like the generation that you were with when you first came up and their reaction to your comeback. What's the generation now like about you? I mean, this is a completely different locker room. This is a completely different company. How do you think the younger wrestlers are reacting to you right now?
I really don't know. I think I'm the one who react like a rookie, like a young guy. I'm trying to learn from them and trying to watch them and see what's working, what's not working. And I think that the big thing about this business, it's living with changes, with the evolution of the business. Like I said it to a lot of people, a lot of things are changing in this business, but one thing that will never change is the ability to tell a story. And this is one thing that will never change. But in order to tell a story now, that if you don't accept the changes that are happening in the business, you can't progress. In order to progress, you have to change and to adapt to the changes. And most of the time I'm listening to the younger generation and melting with them. And if sometimes I see an opportunity to put my 2 cents in, I will. But I've been like picking up on brains like Bulleray. He's got a great mind for this business. There's a bunch of other guys behind the scenes that are incredible with ideas. And for me, it's a team effort. I'm trying to get as much from everybody. It's like a big mastermind association that if I can incorporate any knowledge from anyone who's knowledgeable, I'm trying to do it in order to be successful. I'm trying to really put all the brains and all the elements possible in order to have the best advices and in order to be able to be successful. And that's one thing that I'm not trying to impose my veteran years or my past, because my old past doesn't really compare with what's done right now in the business. So it's kind of half and half. Sometimes boys will ask me things. They will ask me what I think about things. I will give them my thoughts, but I don't try to push in hard all my ideas in one thing. I'm really receptive. I try to, to get as much as I can get from them and give a little back. That's how it goes.
PCO, you just mentioned the words team effort, and in the past you've shown that you can be part of a successful team. What is your relationship with Brody and Marty? Because it seems like you guys have been gelling really well as a tag team and as a 6-man team.
Yeah, absolutely. When I first met with Ring of Honor and they discussed the idea of this faction of Villain Enterprises, when they mentioned Marty Skrull and Brody King, I knew it was I had such a great feeling about it, because I met Marty in 2008 while I was touring in England. I was there for like 6 or 8 months. And Marty was like almost just breaking in the business. He hadn't been there for a long time, and he was like always with Nick Aldis, and they both were working with the same company that I was working for, All Star Wrestling in England. And every time I had a match with Nick or that Nick and Marty were there, I was always like very, very cool. I really liked those guys. So, and then eventually I saw Marty was having success in Ring of Honor, and it was a total different Marty when I was there in 2008. He didn't have like a beard. He looked like really like a kid. He was really young, and they were about to get in the States to do a camp with Harley Race. So I watched his evolution, and then when sometimes you do things and you think it's going to be down the drain, like I was thinking when I was quitting a job, in a voiceover job, getting paid by a TV station in Montreal, to go in England and try to catch a break in the business, a bigger break and a big break. And then I came back with nothing from England, basically. I thought everything was down the drain, I didn't think it was going to, none of that would have served me later on in my life or would have helped me out later on in my life. And in 2018, about when I met you guys, I was doing all the indies, and I probably worked against Brody King maybe 6 or 7 times during the whole year, so I knew him pretty well. And I knew him as a human being, as a person, how I could get along with him and how cool he was. So, and then that Marty came back after 2008, in 2019 or end of 2018, that was pretty sick. So being able to be, I knew right then that the three of us, the chemistry would be already there, because I knew Marty from before and I always got along good with him. And working in matches against Brody King. I knew how talented he was and how great he was as a person. So just knowing that the three of us, I knew everything would gel perfectly. It was like, yes, I want to be part of that big time. So.
And now you're gelling perfectly with Brody King to the point of you're the new NWA Tag Team Champions. I mean, a great event, a week ago with the Crockett Cup. We talked about it a lot here on Busted Open, and, a lot of history with the Crockett Cup, but, also moving forward. And what was it like winning those titles? What was it like being involved in the Crockett Cup last Saturday?
And it was unbelievable. I really didn't know what to expect on my way there to Concord, North Carolina, and just going match after match after match. We had to win 3 matches or go through 3 matches in order to get the Crockett Cup. And I remember Brody King was looking at the bracket. Man, that's a lot of work to get all the way to the top. And I said, man, if we do this, you're going to be so happy about that, because that's going to stay there for the rest of your life. And I don't think at first he realized how cool it was. But once we got the cup, he said, man, you were right. It's so cool. He said, it reminds me, he really liked the cup, but he likes also everything that's going on in Japan. And so that reminds me of those big cup when they win a tournament in Japan. So he was really happy. And then to see him happy like that made me really happy. And for myself, I was happy too, because for me being there for a longer time than everybody, I can really cherish every moment, every important moment of the career. I know how good it feels, even looking back at things, so I made sure that I made every second count, while I was there, and enjoying every moment of this. And I couldn't have done it with a better person than Brody King, a better worker, a better hard worker, someone who gives his all best every time he steps in. And he was so happy that we've done it, and we did it. And so we were both just in a frenzy.
PCO, do you appreciate the wrestling business more today than you did 20 years ago?
Absolutely.
Why?
Absolutely. Because I realize the chance that I've got to get up every morning, to get up every morning and to work towards my next tour, my next match, and every time that I'm having my we got those carry-ons with the wheels, and then I'm wheeling my carry-on at the airport, and thanks God, man, this is the most I'm so grateful, because I get to do what I love every day, and walking at the airport with my carry-ons, I feel like I've got this joy coming down to me and saying, it's pretty unbelievable to live your dream.
It sounds like it's really emotional for you that at this stage of the career you were able to make the dream happen all over again.
Yeah. And sometimes people that know me very closely in the business, they say they were at the garden or something, and they say, okay, I saw you coming down the aisle, and I saw that little smile on your face, and I knew, so that those little things, they make me want to give more, surpass myself, give everything I've got, put my whole heart into it. That's the way I feel.
Well, I think you're proving yourself day in and day out, and I hear you getting emotional. You're not human. You're not supposed to be emotional, PCO.
I know I'm not human.
PCO, amazing interview, amazing sit down. Thank you so much for the time, and congratulations on all your success. And then hearing from you that you're evolving your personality, your character, understanding that the business has evolved and you changing with it and changing in the right way, and the fans are 100% behind you. I can't wait what the future holds for you, sir. It's been amazing talking to you today.
And also, you have to take in consideration that, guys like you, David, and Bully Ray that are, having shows, like unbelievable shows, like this. It's not just the boys doing it in the ring. It's also the whole business. It's everybody that's so talented around everything that we do in the ring. We need everybody. We need all kinds of things that helps promotes everything. And guys, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to be on the show with you today. This was a great an honor for me, and I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on, brother. We appreciate you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, PCO.